Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHONJ, Joe Giudice has New Hope United States re-entry. Joe Giudice has become known to audiences through Real Housewives of New Jersey. Giudice recently shared that his attempts to gain American citizenship ultimately fell through. Despite this, he hasn't given up hope and even thinks he knows who could possibly help him. Joe's spouse, Teresa Giudice, originally Teresa Gorga, rose to prominence on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Joe himself also notably appeared on the show throughout the years, starting in 2009. The two married in 1999 and divorced back in 2020. Joe was born in Salerno, Italy, though he spent much of his life in the United States. Following legal trouble in 2013, Joe was deported to Italy in 2019. Following this, however, he relocated to the Bahamas. However, Joe is still set on returning to the United States. This past Wednesday, as noted by People, Joe recently shared an update on his attempts at becoming a United States citizen on his ex-wife Teresa Giudice's podcast, Turning the Tables. Joe shared, "I got a lawyer working on something, but she's been working on it. Hasn't done anything yet. So I don't know. We'll see." Joe continued, "I did get in front of the embassy, and they denied me because I guess I'm a big criminal." He claimed that the process did not last even 5 minutes before his application was denied. During the podcast, a fan asked Joe if he thought the recent re-election of President Donald Trump could give him a second chance. Joe admitted, "When I met Trump, he was very nice to me. I was very nice to him when we were on his show over there. I don't know. I think he should get me back." Currently in Nassau, Joe has since found work in construction and is even an amateur fighter. He admitted, as much as he misses the United States, he feels Nassau is pretty close to home. He claimed the island is kind of Americanized, and he often sees American people here. Joe continued, "Everywhere you go, everybody speaks English here. I know how to read the language. Everything here is just regular English." Joe admitted that made things easier than living in Italy. He noted, "I know how to talk here. Italy, I knew how to talk, but I didn't know how to read." Have you been following this story? Do you think Joe Giudice will obtain his United States citizenship? Make sure you come back to TV shows Ace for all the latest reality TV and celebrity news. RHONJ's Joe Giudice has new hope for United States re-entry, a glimmer of possibility for the reality star. Joe Giudice, former star of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, has long been a figure of both fascination and controversy, but recent developments suggest that he may soon be able to return to the United States after years of being exiled. For those who have followed Joe's legal battles and personal struggles, this news provides a glimmer of hope for a potential reunion with his family and a fresh chapter in his life. But what exactly are the latest developments surrounding his case, and what does this mean for Joe and his future in the U.S.? The long road to exile. Joe Giudice's legal troubles began long before his 2014 arrest. His crimes, primarily involving fraudulent bankruptcy filings and financial misdeeds, earned him a 41-month prison sentence. But even after his release, Joe faced more difficult circumstances. In 2019, following his prison sentence, the Italian-American reality star was ordered to be deported back to his native Italy, as he was never granted U.S. citizenship, despite having lived in the country for many years. This ruling was a devastating blow, not only to Joe but also to his wife, Teresa Giudice, and their 4 daughters, who were left behind in New Jersey. Joe's journey since deportation has been anything but easy. After his departure from the United States, he initially moved to Italy, where he tried to adjust to life without his family and navigate the challenges of starting over in a country where he hadn't lived in decades. The emotional toll on Joe, who had been a central figure in his children's lives, was immense, and his family's separation weighed heavily on everyone involved. A new hope emerges. Fast forward to 2025, and there is newfound optimism surrounding Joe's potential return to the U.S. Recent reports have revealed that Joe's legal team is working tirelessly to appeal his deportation and explore pathways that could pave the way for his re-entry. While the specifics of these efforts remain confidential, there is a sense of renewed hope among Joe's supporters, who are rallying for his return. The shift in Joe's fortunes can be attributed to a combination of legal, political, and personal factors. His legal team has been exploring avenues such as appeals to higher courts, presenting new evidence that may suggest grounds for reconsideration. There has been a shift in the political climate regarding immigration policies, which could work in his favor. This presents a faint, yet promising opportunity for Joe to come back home. Furthermore, his family's unwavering support has played a pivotal role in the fight for his re-entry. Teresa Giudice, who has been through her own challenges in recent years, has consistently voiced her desire for Joe's return. Despite their tumultuous relationship, which saw the couple go through separate prison sentences, Teresa has made it clear that she wants her family reunited. The emotional weight of their daughters, who have grown up without their father physically present, has been a driving force in pushing for this legal battle. The possibility of Joe rejoining his daughters, who have become teenagers in his absence, is both a legal and emotional battle that touches at the heart of American immigration debates. What does Joe's return mean for his family? For Teresa, a return to normalcy could potentially include a fresh start in her relationship with Joe. While their marriage has been put to the test over the years of separation have undoubtedly caused them both to reflect on what matters most. Could this new hope for Joe's re-entry signify a fresh beginning for their family? The idea of reuniting with Joe after such a prolonged absence is certainly appealing, and it could offer both Teresa and Joe the chance to rebuild their relationship in a way that focuses on the family's well-being, rather than the stress of their past legal issues. Joe's return could also provide a much-needed boost to his public image. While Joe was initially seen as a villainous figure in the early days of RHONJ, his fans have remained loyal throughout his struggles. His journey, filled with legal woes, public scrutiny, and time spent away from his children, has humanized him in the eyes of many viewers. His return to the U.S. would likely spark a resurgence of interest in his story, potentially even leading to new opportunities in the public sphere. For Joe's daughters, Gia, Gabriella, Melania, and Adriana, the impact of having their father back in their lives cannot be overstated. Growing up without their dad, while staying in close contact with him through phone calls and visits to Italy, has been incredibly difficult for the girls. Reuniting with Joe would allow them to experience the love and stability that many children take for granted. As they transition into adulthood, having Joe back would provide them with the support and presence of both their parents, which is something they have sorely missed. The bigger picture. Immigration and second chances. Joe Giudice's case has broader implications beyond his personal life. It highlights ongoing debates about immigration laws, particularly regarding the deportation of individuals who have deep roots in the U.S. despite not holding citizenship. Joe's situation has sparked conversations about the fairness of deportation policies, especially when it comes to non-citizen residents who have been convicted of crimes. While Joe's criminal history undeniably complicates matters, there is a growing sense that individuals who have demonstrated remorse, paid their dues, and maintained connections to their families should be given a second chance. Joe's case also raises questions about how the U.S. handles immigration reform and the nuances of what it means to belong. While some argue for stricter enforcement of immigration laws, others see Joe's case as an opportunity to rethink how the legal system handles long-term residents who have lived most of their lives in the U.S. The outcome of Joe's legal battle could potentially set a precedent for similar cases in the future, influencing how immigrants who are convicted of crimes are treated. A family's love, and a reality TV star's legacy. Whether or not Joe Giudice ultimately returns to the United States is still uncertain, but what is clear is that his story is far from over. Joe has faced many challenges in the public eye, from legal battles to personal setbacks, and yet he remains a beloved figure for many of his fans. His journey, filled with pain, redemption, and the hope of reunion, has left an indelible mark on the Real Housewives of New Jersey franchise. It has also shed light on the struggles of immigrants in the U.S., especially those who find themselves caught between two worlds. Joe's new hope for re-entry into the U.S. is a poignant reminder that sometimes second chances are possible, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Whether it's the pull of family or the belief that redemption is achievable, Joe Giudice's potential return to the U.S. represents a fresh start, not just for him, but for his family and his fans, who continue to support him through his tumultuous journey. Only time will tell how this chapter of his life unfolds, but for now, there's hope in the air, and that's something worth celebrating.